Kyle's done just 20 years. If he practices whatever once, how far has Kyle come to where he is now? I guess where is that next step for him as he kind of progresses in the camp?
Yeah, no, I think quarterback's a cool position. It's a unique position. It's a position to where, you have to take reps to get better, and it was a really cool spring for him to be able to get the amount of reps that he got. And so he's continued to progress. He obviously becomes more comfortable in the offense, and so that'll be pretty good for him. I thought he had a good spring.
Is there any separation there at all? I guess what would it take for that separation to begin to kind of take shape?
No, I still think that we're in the process to where I know everybody wants to talk about the quarterback battle or competition, but we're still in the process of worrying about yourself and getting better. And I think that when you worry about yourself and you maximize who you can become, then the other stuff kind of takes care of itself.
How's Devin?
He's awesome. Yeah, he's doing good. He's healthy. He's getting back to it.
You've been through this a couple of times, whether as a GA or now as a position coach. What makes this quarterback battle maybe different than 21 or maybe 18?
Yeah, no. Well, I think just like what makes every team different, right? Every team has certain things, and every guy has certain strengths. Every guy has certain weaknesses. But it's a good battle with a bunch of good quarterbacks, and they're competing every day.
Now that Devin's healthy and he's throwing the ball and that stuff.
Yeah, he is.
Corey, can you kind of go through, you might have already answered this, I go over here a little late. Can you kind of go through what Kyle does best, just kind of break down kind of what he does best as a quarterback?
Yeah, I think Kyle's an accurate kid, big, strong arm, understands the offense, and like I was saying earlier, it's just with our offense we do a lot of things, and just especially the quarterback position of getting the reps, and I think that's been big for him versus, you're taking reps as a 2 or then all of a sudden you're splitting reps to where now you get quality reps and really kind of sink your teeth into the offense and really kind of work on your craft.
How's his mobility?
Oh, he's good. He can run around a little bit.
Yeah. And same question about Devin. What does he do well there as a quarterback?
I do think Devin, he's an athletic kid, same thing, right? Big arm, a lot of talent. I think just really at the end of the day with both those guys, they wouldn't be at Ohio State competing for the starting job if they didn't have elite traits and elite characteristics. Both of them.
What has Tristan meant to your room from a mental standpoint?
Tristan's great. He's a great addition. He's a unique kid, right? He's an older kid. He's been around a lot of college football, seen a lot of coordinators, a lot of things, and I think Tristan. I'm not even sure if you guys talked to him. He wants to be a coach, right? That's something that he wants to do. He wants to dive in it, and so he really understands and he really embraces his role, right? And so a lot of guys, when they come in, they're too worried about what is their role going to be versus, hey, look, let me find a role and all right, this is going to be my role. You got to take a lot of reps in the spring, and he's a huge addition to Ohio State.
Ryan has always said that he'd prefer 4 scholarship quarterbacks. He'll have a 4th one coming in Lincoln. How different will the quarterback room be, and how improved will it be with the 4th guy in there in comparison to maybe last year where he had 3?
Yeah, it will be different. There's obviously another guy in there, right? So not as many reps to go around, but you have to be creative and you have to find ways to steal reps. One thing that we talk about at Ohio State is competitive excellence, and that's when your number's called, are you ready to go? And we've seen that a lot through this, right? Whether you take Dwayne from his time through, or even the games where Chugs had to step in versus up north. So guys have to find ways to be creative, to find reps where they're standing in the back, taking those middle reps behind the snap.
Not that you guys have had any trouble recruiting quarterbacks, but how much does it help now that when you recruit kids, you can say our last 2 starting quarterbacks were top 15 overall picks in the NFL draft?
Yeah, no, it definitely helps. But Ohio State's a special place, right? Like, it's always been a special place, and it's always going to continue to be a special place. And then really just the pieces that we surround you with as a quarterback, and then it's been pretty good to have those guys. I mean, Justin, and he's going to kill it this year, and I can't wait to see what CJ is going to do. And he's already lighting it up, I know for sure, and so it's exciting for those guys, definitely.
Was that fun for you after all this? Go ahead.
What was like seeing CJ go number 2?
Oh, it was such a cool experience. I mean, I love CJ to death. He is by far one of the hardest workers I've ever been around. He loves football. He loves the grind. He loves the game. and he's going to be successful at the next level, and it's going to be awesome to see what he does for sure.
How nice was it for you, for your guy to go number 2 overall?
It was really cool, right? Just because I know the amount of effort that he put in, and it does make you laugh with the things that they were saying. It's like that couldn't be any further from what CJ is. I mean, he's probably one of the smartest guys that I've ever been around when it comes to understanding football, understanding the offense, understanding, coverage, defensive recognition. And so when you hear all those things kind of being said, like, I'm sure there's a little strategy and a little gamesmanship behind it.
Is that what, kind of to build off that, CJ was the 2nd pick, Justin's the 11th pick, Dwayne, rest his soul, 15th pick. All of those guys got to New York, CJ got there multiple times. That's kind of the standard now of what Ohio State starting quarterback is. It's not just being good, you have to basically be potentially the best player in the country. Is that why maybe it takes a little bit longer to figure out who the starter is going to be? Because you're not necessarily competing against, each other. They're competing against a standard that's kind of almost unrealistic even if you keep meeting.
No, that's definitely a great question. And there is a standard at Ohio State. A lot of great guys in front of them, and they understand they're all competitive guys. Like, they see what it takes. They saw the effort that CJ put in. They know what it takes to be a great quarterback. And so, no, I definitely, there's definitely a standard that those guys want to uphold for themselves for sure.
Corey, what's the process been like of working with Lincoln to get him prepared to come in here?
There's creative ways and creative things that we do to make sure that he gets caught up. I know he's playing baseball. I know he's, I laugh at him. I was like, man, you're throwing no hitters, man. You got to come in here and get ready to play some football. So we're excited to get him here next week, and it'll be good.
Obviously, the last few freshmen who've come in have been early enrollees. How does maybe the acclimation process different for a quarterback coming in the summer?
Yeah, I keep saying it, but the actual getting the reps, like, that's the best way to, work your craft. But there's ways, sending playbooks, talking about the playbooks, diving into film studies. You can do a lot of things now in today's world, especially with Zoom, and Zoom's a second nature to them. So you can be creative with some certain things.
Are the goals different for a guy that's coming in mid-year than maybe they would be for a guy coming in January?
I don't know if the goals are ever different, right? Like, you obviously have goals and you have benchmarks, and we have to. The process might be a little different, but we'll definitely get him caught up so he's ready to go.
Did Lincoln have the option to come here in the spring with something you wanted to play baseball? Or how did that discussions all go?
We really kind of we dove into it a little bit. I mean, he probably could have taken some other classes or some certain things, but he was a competitive kid. He had something. He had an opportunity to go win a state championship in baseball, a state championship in basketball and football, and so those are some things that he wanted to kind of work on, and we were okay with.
Do you think, does that provide a valuable experience for him to do those things versus coming in spring? I imagine it's like a balance that kids got to weigh and think about.
No, it definitely, I'm sure it's a hard decision for him, but he made his decision, and we're excited to get him here when he gets here.
Or as you just went through the quarterback battle in the spring, what's something you learned about both Devin and Kyle that you saw grow throughout the spring?
I would just say for both of them, just the process of it. Not meaning, I think you go into it and you have an expectation of what it's going to be, but then, just them learning and growing and loving the process. I mean, that's been awesome. Those are both those guys. I mean, they're grinding every single day. They both want to be great, and so we're excited to see what they do the rest of the summer moving forward.
What's the summer looking like for Devin? Obviously, he got hurt at the end of spring, but he said he's going to be fine. Just what's that summer looking like?
Yeah, no, he'll be able to go. I mean, I'm not sure what limitations or anything like that, but those guys are good.
To go into a season of 4 scholarship quarterbacks, does that feel like a luxury in today's day and age?
I guess, it definitely is. One guy obviously plays, but you definitely need everybody in the room. Anytime that you can have more than one is definitely a luxury.
The way spring ended for Devin, having to miss that last week with the finger, not getting to play in the spring game, was that hard for him? How did it affect him?
I would for sure say it was hard, right? You go, and when you come to Ohio State, you want to play in the shoot, right? You want to play in front of Buckeye Nation, and you want to show everyone all the hard work you put in. He put in a ton of hard work, and he wanted to show his hard work, and I definitely would say he was helped out a little bit. But he's good right now. We've kind of turned that page, and those guys are focused on the summer and getting better and getting ready to go this fall.
Do you have like a target date in your mind of when you'd like to have a starting quarterback named?
Nah.